All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS as well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Ainon. The title of this video is Iran and Russia Drop Digital Wartime Leaflets. And basically what a wartime leaflet is, we'll just start with that. Is wartime leaflets. It says during wartime, leaflets often drop from and basically this video is going to be in regards to the fact that both Russia and Iran basically spilt the beans on the world's biggest secret. Basically, they try to make a secret, who the Israelites are, right? And that's because they're in a time of war, and I guess they want to show how serious they are about their position. Right now, they're breaking the covenant they had between themselves, regarding Psalm 83, which we're gonna grab, all of it. So anyway, wartime leaflets. It says during wartime, leaflets often dropped from aircraft or fired from artillery served as a form of propaganda used to influence enemy morale, encourage surrender, or disseminate information. Disseminate information. You know, and I use digital because they're using it through the unicorn, the World Wide Web. Now, just by post something online, it becomes viral. It says, so what is the purpose of these wartime? So back in the days, it's like papers, like a piece of paper, just like that movie, Leave the World Behind. They draw, they show the scenes where the planes falling out the sky, kind of like what's happening right now. They also showed a scene, I believe, if I remember correctly, I remember they dropped some type of pamphlets or something. It was like some red pamphlets. Those are leaflets. And basically, Russia and Iran now are dropping digital leaflets, like I said, regarding the truth, the lie that the world tried to keep from the Israelites. And it's because why? Because this hurts Israel and it hurts America, right? People now that's trying to go to war with the world, basically trying to take over lands and things like that. So they're dropping the truth because it's hurting, uh, you know, uh, Israel and America, right? And they're fearful of what's happening, which we're going to get in the video. So it says purpose, psychological warfare. Leaflets were a tool of psychological warfare aiming to sow doubt, fear, or disunity among the enemy, right? And the leaflets that the digital leaflets that they're showing does, show fear, sow fear, right? Because the Israelites are waking up, we know who we are, and they're trying hard to stop it, It says encouraging surrender. And this is the big one because this is exactly what Iran and Russia is doing. They're saying, listen, you got bigger problems, which Russia said it before. You have your own problems in the United States. And the biggest problem is the Israelites, right? Because, we hold the truth. And ultimately, we're bringing down strongholds just by reading the word. We're not doing any acts of terrorism or anything like that. We're not trying to take up arms against the government. And actually, we actually like Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump is doing an excellent job in office. He's bringing the downfall of America through what he's doing, and we encourage him to continue. But we do it from the sidelines of just watching and eating our popcorn, right? It says encouraging surrender. Some leaflets offer promises or warnings to encourage enemy soldiers to surrender. Decimating. I guess we'll just give this word since it's here again.
Disseminate.
Disseminate, spread, right? Disseminating information. Now, I guess I'll make sure this is still good. Should be good. It says disseminating information. Leaflets could be used to warn civilians of impending danger, such as bombing raids, or to alert them to the presence of enemy forces, right? So, hopefully some more of these digital leaflets come out, and the truth spreads, and people know, which the world knows pretty much, It says turning public opinion. Leaflets could be used to try and turn the populace against their leadership. So whatever the case. Okay, so warning. This is a good one. Warnings. Leaflets often warn of impending air attacks or the presence of unexploded ordnance. So the warning is, if you keep pushing us, and this is regard to Iran, which we'll get the video soon. If you keep pushing us, we have this secret that we've been hiding that we can go ahead and let out, which they did, you know. So this is Daniel 12:1. It says the time of the end, which we are in now. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, which are the Israelites. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, right? And things are, happening regarding this guy, Donald J. Trump, where he's, putting in executive orders and laws to basically, set up themselves to be able to roll on the Israelites, and bring complete hell on us, you know. It says, and at that time, that people shall be delivered, right? So no matter what they will do, the Israelites will be delivered, and that goes into the elect, you know, because Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua is on the way, So everyone that shall be found written in the book. So, and what is that? That's the hopeful elect now in this time, right? So there's nothing that can be done against the hopeful elect, right? Daniel 12:2, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt, right? Because we will all be judged, on the return of Yahushua, and some will take the second death, right, which is the nuclear destruction that's prophesied to happen here, in the world, which is World War III, which that's what the world is getting ready for and fighting for, and trying to warn each other with digital leaflets to just stop. Daniel 12:3, it says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever, right? And that's what the new bodies go for, like I just stated, that's us, being glorified on the return of Yahushua. Daniel 12:4, but thou, O Daniel, shut the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. So we're now at the end, and we're proclaiming these words, letting you know. It says, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased, right? And this is the point I wanted, which is knowledge shall be increased. And how is that? Through the web. And that's why we have these wartime leaflets that are now digital. So, and that's just the time we're in. I got this. I got a lot of stuff here. I'm not too sure what I'll grab. This is the doomsday clock. It is now 89 seconds to midnight, which is destruction. So it is now 89 seconds to midnight, 2025 doomsday clock announcement January 28th, 2025. And you can see that because these wartime leaflets. Anyway, in setting the clock 1 second closer to midnight, which this thing should be way, lower, but they do what they do, whatever the case may be. They moved it. So there's that. It says in setting the clock 1 second close to midnight, the Science and Security Board sends a stark signal because the world is already perilously close to the okay. I don't know how they defined the other one fully, but anyway.
Precipice.
It says a very steep rock face or cliff. So at the end, at the peak, edge, they're the edge, at the end, precipice. All right. So it should still be good over here. Anyway, it says precipice. A move of even a single second should be taken as an indication of extreme danger and an unmistakable warning that every second of delay in reversing course increases the uh, probability of global disaster. So, hey, they're moving. Hey, what the scriptures say, Matthew, Revelation 12:12. You know, Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, Esau, even the so-called white man, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Right? So Esau even will move with great wrath because he had a short time. And he's trying to escape this danger. Right? But this is the trap. And the Most High has laid before him is already too late. There's nothing that can be done. Right? And we're in that time. We're in a time of war, and that's why these things are happening. These three. And 3 and 8. Ecclesiastes 3 and 8, it says, so, a time for everything. And it goes into a time for crying, and time for, laughing, time to, and then it says, Ecclesiastes 3 and 8, it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace, right? So, hey, the scriptures say measure time diligently in itself, and when you see part of the signs pass, then you shall know, right, what time they're in, basically. And we're in a time of war. So,
Iran reveals CIA and FBI are monitoring Black Israelites right now. 1. Iran's shocking discovery: U.S. intelligence agencies are watching Black Israelites. The revelation that U.S. intelligence agencies, particularly the CIA and FBI, have placed the Black Israelite movement under intense surveillance has ignited widespread debate and speculation, raising profound questions about the nature of state power, historical narratives, and the limits of religious and civil liberties. According to Iranian intelligence sources, American authorities perceive the movement as a potential destabilizing force, justifying covert monitoring and infiltration. This assertion invites deeper reflection on the motivations behind such scrutiny, the extent of governmental intervention, and the broader philosophical implications of knowledge, control, and state authority. While Iran's claim may be shaped by its own geopolitical agenda, the mere suggestion that a religious community rooted in Black identity and biblical heritage is being watched so closely by the U.S. government rekindles long-standing concerns about surveillance, racial politics, and the mechanisms through which dominant powers seek to regulate historical discourse. The Black Israelite movement has long occupied a space of fascination, controversy, and misrepresentation. At the core of its belief system is the assertion that African Americans, along with other people of color, are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. 2. What Iranian analysts say about the U.S. government's fear of Black Israelites. Iranian analysts argue that the U.S. government's surveillance of Black Israelites is not an isolated incident, but part of a long-standing strategy to suppress politically conscious Black movements.
right. So it goes into it. So they have basically said that America, the CIA and FBI are monitoring the Black Israelites, right? Which were the Hebrew Israelites, right? That Black is something they add to it, just like they added themselves white, these colors when they're really leopards, right? It's a disease, right? Basically, to have lack of pigment, right? To not be shielded from the sun, get cancer and things like that. So anyway, um, this is a wartime leaflet, a digital wartime leaflet, that they revealed. I wanted to go on something, but there's so much stuff to talk about and lies that these devils proudly, just throw out there. So anyway, let me see. Oh, Psalms 83 and Ezekiel 37. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They came back. So Psalm 83. I don't know if I got it already. I probably do. Okay, I got it right there. But we're gonna grab Ezekiel 37 because he said fear. It is a fear. It's a fearful thing for them to see us doing what we're doing now. All right, this is Ezekiel 37 and 10. It says, so I prophesied as he commanded me. So Ezekiel is prophesying. It says, so I prophesied as he commanded me. Ezekiel 37 and 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet in exceeding great army, right? As we just, it was a lot. A lot of us stood up, as an exceeding great army. Let me get this in the notes. It says, so I spoke the message as he commanded me, and breath came into their bodies. They all came to life and stood up on their feet, a great army. Right? You can grab, Revelations 11 and 11. I believe it is. In Revelations 11:11, it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, right? So what? It says, and they stood upon their feet. So we was in a dead state, as in not literally dead, but just not knowing who we are, It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet in great fear. Fell upon them which saw them, right? This is why you have, the government's alphabet agencies watching us closely because they're afraid. And they don't know what to do and they can't do anything about it. So all they can do is continue to watch, right? So that's what they'll do. So, so that's that. Psalm 83 will grab. So this was the whole plan of the world, to hide this information from us. But now that we're in a time of war, and this devil Esau, the so-called white man, is pushing the buttons of these other people. They're like, yo, you're doing too much, basically. So now the secrets that they thought they had hidden, that the Most High revealed to us, you get Amos, what is it? Eight, I believe it's Amos 8:11, or 8:7, or 3:7. Amos 3:7 says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servant the prophets, right? And that goes back to Ezekiel 37. The truth came to us, back to our elders, Abu Bivens, Elder Abu Bivens, high priest, Ariel, Elder Masha, all our elders, Elder Pastor Har, right? The truth came to them, going back to One West, and now we have it, right? Because we're the prophets, right? We're the men of the Lord. So they tried to hide the truth from us, and but now we have it. So let me go back over here. I was thinking of a precept in Revelations. I just don't know where it is off the top. See if I can grab it real quick. I believe it's 13, but we'll see. Okay, I can use this one. This is 11 and 9. I was just there. I think it was another one too. I'll just read it real quick. All right, this is 11 and 9. It says Revelations 11 and 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations, so the other nations, right, these individuals, it says, shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Meaning they wouldn't tell us, who we were. They will hide the secret from us, right? They would just, not tell us. NLT, and for 3.5 days, all peoples, tribes, languages, and nations will stare at their bodies. No one will be allowed to bury them, right? So, they came together. That's why we got Psalm 83. They came together and they made a covenant that they will not tell us who we were. They will hide this information from us, right? So going back over here, Psalm 83, it says, Psalm 83 and 1, a song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up a head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from the nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, and it lists every single nation, right? These different nations that are against us, so they came together to hide a secret, but now they were in a time of war, and the doomsday clock is basically about to hit one soon. Things are coming out, because tensions are flaring, So Iran did it, and Russia did it.
As the Ukraine-Russia war drags on, Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to move one of Russia's holiest icons from a museum to a Moscow cathedral.
He said in the 60s that Jesus was a black man.
Have you ever come across biblical icons that portray Jesus, the Virgin Mary, Elisha, or King Solomon with dark skin? If you have, then you should know that Russia has recently opened its vault to reveal biblical icons featuring darker-skinned figures. This is not an unusual depiction of biblical figures, but rather a factual representation. These icons hold deep meanings and hidden truths, sparking curious questions about history, faith representation, and the unexpected corners of religious art.
I just got one question. How you white Christians feeling now that Putin done opened up the vote and done showed y'all what I've been telling y'all, what we've been telling y'all, you know, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus is a black man. He's a black man all day long.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather around.
All right, so through the scattering and everything, we Israelites come in all colors now. Anybody can be Israelite, pretty much. You know, um, but anyway, and just speaking on it, like I said, the scattering. That anybody can be Israelite, as in you don't have to be just black, right? You don't have to look black, but the truth is that we were black, before slavery and everything like that. So when we ruled during the dark ages, during the Byzantine Empire, things like that, we were dark, and they hid this information pursuant to Psalm 33. This is that crafty counsel, right? And that's why they had these things locked, tucked away in vaults and whatnot. So the truth is coming out now, like I said, because we're in a time of war. So things are tensions flaring. People are showing different things that they probably shouldn't have shown, or the case may be, just to show that they're serious to the West. And that's going to what Ezekiel 38. And just the drawing of the war, because Iran will be joined with Russia, so what? And now we have Russia started first, basically. Now they're at war with Ukraine, and basically is NATO, and NATO against Russia, or NATO helping Ukraine against Russia, whatever the case may be. We're in that time now where the end is here, and these people are picking their sides. So this is Ezekiel 38 prophecy about Gog, the future invasion of Israel. So Ezekiel 38:1, it says, "And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, right, which is Russia, the land of Russia, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him." So this Russia will be the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, which is Turkey, but also these other nations. It says, "And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal." Now Russia is still Edomites, right? Russia is Edomites, so the Most High is against them because they're not Israelites, of course. It says, "I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws." So now in this time, Yahweh Bashmiel is going to use Russia to come against Babylon the Great, destroy Babylon the Great, and also the land of Israel. And we can see things unfolding, which I'll get that next, regarding these individuals. It says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws." So what the USSR dismantled, and just kind of went into hibernation, was low key, whatever the case may be. But now in the time of war, we can see that Russia is coming back stronger and forming back allies and different things. You have things like BRICS, right? You have strategic partnerships. I just seen something which is interesting that Russia just signed, or the finalization of a strategic partnership with Venezuela, which is down here in the south below America, is ready for signing. And Russia told that president to be over there May 9th, and Russia to sign it, or whatever the case may be. It says, "I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shield, all of them handling swords." It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? Persia goes to Iran, Ethiopia and Libya. We have the continent of Africa. It says with them, and all of them with shield and with helmet, so ready for war. It says Gomer, Germany, and all his bands, the house of Togomor of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Right, so it goes back into Turkey, and then it says, "And many people with thee." So all type of strategic partnerships are being signed regarding the allies of Russia. I just listed one, and once again, we have Persia, so which is Iran, and like I said, it started with Russia releasing those images, and now even Iran with the threat of Israel, and America is now putting out information regarding what the secret they thought they had, which was the Israelites. It says, "Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." So Russia will be, guard unto these individuals, and form strategic alliances, where it's like now is you had America and NATO, now you have Russia and the band of many people with him, you know. So it says here, Russia, China, Iran aim to reduce tensions over Tehran's nuclear program. So what you have now in the world is the fact that Israel wants to take over, a whole portion of land and call it the Greater Israel. So they don't want Iran to have nuclear missiles because they're fully persuaded that if they try to do that, Iran wouldn't just stand for it, pretty much, So that they're trying to tell Iran to not have nuclear missiles. It says Russia, China, and Iran at a consultation in Beijing have coordinated actions to reduce tensions around Tehran's nuclear program, the Russian foreign minister said in a statement on his website following the three states meeting to discuss the joint comprehensive plan of action on Iran's nuclear program and typical issues of trilateral engagement, right? So as you can see, they're joined together and they're trying to stop the pressure coming from the West, which is America and Israel, right? Even Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, said that Iran can't have, nuclear weapons or there will be big problems or something like that, So there you go. That's that. So you can see these individuals are joined together. Let's grab this. Habakkuk says, Habakkuk 2:5, it says, "Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people." So he transgresseth by his policies and his wines, his policy, and they're calling it a wine, but it's like a law. So you have something like what the Greater Israel plan, right? That's something they're trying to put into effect that can go into his policy or his laws, right? And you have America backing him, backing Israel. So it says they neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, right? So they're trying to, increase their, area. Israel is trying to do that, and America is trying to do that, right? It says, "Shall not all these take a parable against him?" And they taunting prophet. So the people that you're trying to increase and take from, they're like, yo, hold on, you're doing too much. You have things like Greenland that constantly says, no, you cannot take Greenland. You have Canada, you have the Panama Canal, you have the Gulf of Mexico, which I think that lady pretty much gave up on it. I think she was complaining to Google or something, but it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay." Right. So we're just in that time. It's Isaiah 34:1. Yahweh's wrath against the nations. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them into the slaughter." It says, "Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll." And that's because a nuclear war will take place, right? And that's why, once again, they don't, America doesn't want Iran to have nukes, because they're afraid of this too. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree, right? Going over to Joel, it says, "Nations will be judged." Joel 3:1, it says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat," right? Which is over there in that land that they're now fighting over, the Levant region over there near Israel, right? That Syria area that they're taking over there. They're trying to make buffer spaces and, whatever they're doing, Israel is, trying to make the Greater Israel there. That's where they're going to fight, right there. It says, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat." So what's happening right now in the world? Everyone is focusing right over there in that Valley, Joseph. That they're worried about Iran having nukes over there, right? Israel is doing a whole lot over there, and they're going to be the ones to cause this war. You know, you can grab Jeremiah, I believe it's 50. Let me see. Jeremiah 50:45. It says, "Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Babylon, right, which is America, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans, which is America." It says, "Surely the least of the flock, surely the least of the flock is Israel." It says, "Shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." Right. So this is the 1948ers, right? The last system to be set up by Babylon the Great, the state of Israel. This is the least of the flock. It says, "Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." So Israel is making moves over there in that area, and America is going to be drawn out over there, and Russia is going to be drawn out over there. Iran is going to be drawn out. Everyone's going to be drawn out over there because of what's happening there. "I will also gather all nations," Joel 3:2. "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Right, and that's the point. Now, let me get over here to, let's see what we got. So let me grab this. This is 28. Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 28. It says, "Behold, in horrible vision, and the parents thereof from the east." Right. So what is that? What's happening over there right now? This situation with the West targeting Iran. Right. So Iran is gonna, basically as this continues. So this prophecy, as this continues, they're gonna go. World War III is gonna fully get bigger. Somehow, some way, Iran is gonna come over here. They're gonna be fighting amongst each other and things like that. So that's what we're getting to. But you can see tensions are flaring up now to cause that. And they're trying to push back. America is pushing back. This is once again verse 28, second Esdras chapter 15, 28. It says, "Behold, in horrible vision, and the parents thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots." Right. So these are the Arabs, right? The Arabians, right? Ishmael, all of that, Iran, with many chariots. What is that? War. They're preparing for war. The Most High is preparing these individuals for war. It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitudes of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. It says in verse 30, "Also the Carmenians," right, which is Iran, "raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Syrians," right, which is Babylon the Great. So these individuals will go to war. And once again, this is why the tensions are flaring. It says, "And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature," right? That's because what Ishmael is a wild man. And that's probably part of the reason why America, don't want Iran to have nukes, because more than likely, Iran is going to go shoot nukes. It says, "And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee." So basically, what with them coming together as they come together now, America is, you know, thinking about it, basically running away from Iran and trying to, not deal with it pretty much. What you have Trump now trying to make peace deals, or not peace deals, or some type of nuclear deal or something to like calm down the situation regarding that nuclear, program. Verse 33, it says, "And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings." Right. And I wanted to grab the fingers See, Babylon judged for sins against Israel, the Israelites, right? That crafty counsel. It says Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. On the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. Right. So these go into what? These individuals coming in, right? These Iranians coming in. That's all you have, going back to where I was at in verse 33 of 2nd Ezra chapter 15. It says, and from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. It says, behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star. And blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, right? So basically what? War. Going to those nuclear missiles. So this is Iran coming into Russia, coming into America, right? But they're joined together, Russia, Iran, China. That's why I got Ezekiel 38. So let me see. Pretty much that's it. So we're just in a time of war. That's the time we're in. I think that's it. A little bit more of this.
Drawing parallels to historical intelligence operations such as COINTELPRO, the infamous FBI program that targeted civil rights activists, Iran contends that American intelligence agencies have consistently sought to neutralize movements promoting Black self-determination. According to Iranian intelligence officials, the Black Israelite movement presents a unique challenge to U.S. authorities precisely because it intersects with multiple areas of concern: historical revisionism, political mobilization, and international geopolitics. These dimensions, they claim, render Black Israelites a focal point of state surveillance, not due to any genuine security threat, but because of the movement's potential to disrupt the established order by challenging dominant historical and religious narratives. The U.S. government has a well-documented history of monitoring and suppressing Black-led movements, particularly those advocating for self-governance and challenging dominant historical frameworks. The Black Panther Party. 3. Iran's evidence, leaked reports, and covert operations. Iranian intelligence claims to have uncovered compelling evidence that U.S. agencies, particularly the CIA and FBI, are engaged in extensive surveillance and covert operations targeting the Black Israelite movement. According to leaked documents allegedly obtained through cyber espionage, whistleblower testimony, and intelligence sharing with other adversarial nations, these operations involve sophisticated digital tracking, infiltration efforts, and a concerted strategy to discredit and disrupt the movement. Iran's allegations suggest an intelligence apparatus intent on neutralizing what it perceives as a challenge to prevailing historical.
All right, so Lord willing, the video has been edifying to you. I'll say shalom to the elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.